Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Citadel Station. I hope you've had a very good time. Well, probably better than these guys have had. Yeah, these guys are having it pretty rough. This is, as you can imagine, System Shock, the remake by Nightdive Studios. The original System Shock, from all the way back in 1994, was made by Looking Glass Studios and produced by Origin. Oop, hello, we got some friends here. Careful about that. Let's throw out some party favors, shall we? Bye-bye. Oh, hey. Ouch. Mutants. So, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by the locals here, the original System Shock was made in 1994 by Looking Glass Studios, published by Origin, same people who made Ultima, which makes sense since Looking Glass Studios is also the ones who did the Ultima Underworld, which is essentially the direct predecessors of this kind of game. It is, and was at that time, and still is, essentially a first-person dungeon crawl taking place in deep space. Oh, hey. Oh shit, I'm out of power. Sure. Let's bring in an actual gun. Where you take on the role of a hacker who was captured by corporate security, or by Trioptimum's corporate security after hacking into their systems. Only to be given an offer you couldn't refuse by... Ooh, radiation poisoning. Nasty. Battery. Ooh. Oh, hey, energy shield. Ow, 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 ow. Let's get out of there for a second. Only to be given an offer you couldn't refuse by a guy named Edward Diego, a top executive here over on Citadel Station in orbit of Saturn. He had a simple job. Remove the ethical restraints on the Citadel Station's main core AI, the Sentient Hyper-Optimized Data Access Network, or SHODAN, as she's colloquially known. As a result, you not only get to live and not to end up getting jettisoned out into deep space, but you also get to cool this cool neural interface, which is giving my HUD right now. So 6 months later, after a nice little healing coma, you've done the job, everything's great, and you wake up and Citadel Station is a mess. There are mutants everywhere, everybody's dead, cyborgs are roaming the halls, security bots are attacking everybody. And suffice to say, Shodan has gone completely batshit crazy with a serious god complex. And now your only chance of living through this is to take her down. And that's basically what you do. You just go around from one floor to the next, blasting your way through the enemies that you encounter, solving little wiring puzzles and stuff like that, going through cyberspace, basically destroying all the security systems, the cameras, data cores, in order to reduce Shodan's ability to stop you until you can finally get to her and shut her down. All the while, plugging stuff into things. Ooh. Negotiations continue to go well with the United Earth Miners conglomerate over rights to Saturn's moons. Optimum is uniquely positioned to make a deal since Citadel Station is already in a stable orbit and has scientific equipment necessary for preliminary surveys. Profit projections, assuming a 30% stake in UEM's local mining activities, the standard rate, are promising. Our lawyers are researching the legality of imposing a 25% shipping tax since Optimum technically has first rights to space shipping lanes in the Saturn sector. Bastards. The more things change, the more they stay the same, huh? And we got an audio log. This is one of the games that introduced audio logs, really.
Second time my progress has been lost due to power loss. Heading to Alpha to throw the breaker again. That's if I can find the damn switch with all those robots remodeling the quadrant. When will we reconnect the system to Shodan again?
Yeah, I think they did, and that was a very, very bad thing. As you can imagine. Jesus, this place got wrecked. That explains why all the lights are off here. I will say this. This game, not only did it introduce that particular... It introduced and popularized the idea of audio logs, but also quite a few things that you'd eventually... The kind of emergent gameplay that you see in games like Deus Ex, Bioshock, as you can imagine, being a direct spiritual successor to this game. Okay, we got. Should probably go over the other side. Take a look at the map here. Got a power stations here, so I can recharge. Let's head over that way then. What's in here? Should probably turn on my I can't turn on my headlamp. This game is very much a game of resource management, as you can imagine, because, as you can imagine, all your cybernetic upgrades, like that shield thing I've just got, isn't going to work if I don't have any power, which I don't. So I could just use one of these battery packs I've got. This is something I really like. There's a tactility to this remake. All the items that you use when you're using them have these little animations and such, like I showed with the med patch, with the battery. Whenever you pick up a new item, like a weapon or such, you get a nice little animation as well. So there's lots of cool stuff like that. Ah, okay, I can't get through. The door's locked. I'll have to find a key card. Really, this game is an extremely...
Conversion cancelled.
Yes!
Standard station restoration procedures online.
Excellent. That's exactly what I want to hear. What that means, for those not familiar, is that normally the nanotech reconstruction bays on each level would heal you up if you were badly injured. However, Shodan's turned them into cyborg conversion things, which means if you die on a floor that hasn't had one of these turned on, well, you're going to get turned into a horrible monster. Now that is no longer going to be a problem, thankfully. At least not on this level. So, okay. From here, then... head back this way. Ow! God damn, okay. Let's bring out the mag pulse. Only got one shot, but... Oop. That should do some damage. There we go. Mag pulse is really good against robots, like this repurposed laser welder that now just uses laser to weld me to the floorboards. That is something that's also back from the original. Like, for instance, the pistol here. I have right now filled with Teflon coated rounds for increased armor penetration. I also have the regular 9mm. We look. They're good for the K41 mini pistol that I have here. Not quite as good in terms of armor pen. As you can see, they are 20% versus 50%. But they're in higher numbers, as you can imagine. Easier to find. Switch back to the Teflon. Also, you can see that I have a 20-round magazine. There are now weapon upgrades you can find at various upgrade stations that you can then use. Not functional. Alright. I have to find another way through there. Oop. Oh, this is always something I like. Not only can you look down and see yourself, you actually climb ladders. That's nice. That's not something that was in the original, unfortunately. What do we got here? I will say the visuals are top-notch. It's, you know, slightly stylized, but it's got the right vibe. There's been plenty of, like, comparison shots of the different levels and how they compare to the original, how faithful it is. But once you just play through it, everything, if you've ever played the original game, this really feels familiar to it, but still just different enough that it still feels right. Does that make any sense? Let's take a look at this data stick here. Team robot production must be shut down during a station-wide power fluctuation to ensure the robots online aren't defective. Yeah. If the production systems are shut off improperly, restored without proper inspection, defective units have a higher chance of making it through. Management does not want further damage to personnel systems due to poor build quality. Production shutdown code is 658. Alright, I'll have to remember that. This is also something that, for better or for worse, is also from the original. If you learn like a code or an objective or anything like that, you better jot it down somewhere, because you're not going to get like an objective screen or quest marker or something like that. There is the option when you start the game to adjust the difficulty on various ways, including like the story, combat, cyber... Oh shit, something attacked me. Okay, no, it was just a spark. Oh, okay, mutants. Adjust the difficulty in various ways. Turn on the lights, I think. Yeah, I have no idea what that did. They basically adjust the difficulty. One of those is if you put story mode to the story setting to the minimum, it'll give you waypoints so you can actually determine where you're going for your next objective. There's also a way you max that out and give yourself a 10-hour time limit to beat the game, or you lose, and SHODAN destroys Earth. So, you know, no pressure in that regard. But if you want to, you can, like, really tweak your experience in that regard. Do you want something with heavy combat, but you're not very good at the cyberspace things? Well, you can adjust that too, which is really nice. Do you find the puzzles too hard? You can, you know, change those as well. So, very much, this game is your oyster. Let's see, from here, I have to figure out where I'm going. So yeah, this game, unless you put it on that minimum difficulty, yeah, this game is not going to hold your hand when it comes to your progression. You're going to have to jot down certain things. Like, at this point, it's pretty well known, but when you destroy the data cores that are the source of SHODAN's control over the station, for the most part, okay, so this is where that led to. There is fluctuating screens nearby that suddenly stop on a particular number. Now, that may not seem important to you at first, but once you get to the end of the game, those numbers become a code that you have to enter in a particular order in order to be able to finish the game. And if you didn't jot those down, you're going to have to go back, level by level, to figure out what the code is. Now, that might not be too much trouble for you unless you do put that high difficulty setting, at which point you're on the clock. Yeah, hopefully you still got enough time to be able to do that. Otherwise, you are very, very screwed. Is there anything else in here? I think this was the radioactive level in. Yeah, it was. Careful here. Ooh, battery. Good. And anything else? No. Okay, let's get out of here. Eek. Radiation poisoning. Can't wait to find an environmental. So there's going to be a level in the reactor area that's going to be requiring some serious radiation protection. This game is almost a Metroidvania game before there ever was such a concept. I've already been here, haven't I? In the sense that you need to acquire new abilities in order to progress, and that means a lot of backtracking. And also, the same thing applies for, you know, reducing security. There are certain areas you can't open unless you've actually acquired. Ooh, hello. Unless you've actually acquired. Let's see here. Look at that there. Look this here. Alright, the nature of this puzzle is you have to get power levels right between there. Ow. This is what I mean by tactility. Let me look at this. Oh, that's a bit too high. There we go. Now, what did I just open? I think this. Like, you have to manually press all the little buttons and stuff like that. It's not quite as, you know, complex as, like, Alien Isolation was, where you have to actually, you know, go through each of the steps for opening certain doors and things like that. But it is really cool. It gives a sense of presence to everything. What do we got here? Ooh, power station. Perfect. This is something cool. You just reach out, absorb power, and just go from there. These things recharge after a certain amount of time, so you can come back to them, but you just have to remember which ones are still active. Let's see what we got here. Now, have there been some changes to the game? Yes. One of the most noticeable ones is the addition of, we look here at my inventory. Like, for instance, these ones are just, yeah, these are ones for Kickstarter backers that you can find off of various enemies. So if I vaporize one of these things, as you can see here, recycle reward, vaporize result. So vaporizing these turns them to scrap, which is good for freeing up your inventory, which, as you can see, is the kind of inventory Tetris thing that you saw in System Shock 2, rather than the more line by line that was in the original. So eat some of those. Vaporize the results. These little health bars are pretty fun. Krakos bar is an entire bag of Krakos pressed into a bar. Try and eat just one. Ingredients: cornmeal, salt, sugar, maltodextrin, and MSG. I do like that often there's these little funny little bits of information once you open the whole thing. I like dietary fiber, 3 grams, calories, serving size. Just little Manufactured by Saturn Snacks LLC. It's just like those little details that make these kinds of things fun. Also useful for building up your health a little bit. There is an achievement for eating a whole bunch of these. I also picked up this thing, a logic probe. Single-use device to bypass the circuits in a junction box, which is handy if you do want to avoid a particular puzzle, which is nice. Fuse the connections automatically and bypass the circuit. Single-use device. So you can bypass, if you have those, you can bypass the puzzles, those little wiring puzzles, but you know, you gotta use them wisely. So anyway, let's just price some more stuff. Anyway, the idea here is that there are certain vending machines that you can spend these tri-credits, coin minted for Tri-Optimum employees, to earn and use with approved company vendors. Those things include snack machines, ammo dispensaries, the place where I got the mod for the KE-41 mini pistol here. Now, those cost coins. You know, you can get those coins in two ways. Finding them in your environment, or going to a recycling station, which is found in certain places in each level, and feeding them either scrap, for 10 scrap you get 1 credit, or by tossing in various pieces of junk that you find lying around. So certain things like, you know, medical canisters and, you know, other kinds of bits and bobs of equipment can be fed into the recycling machine. Damaged weapons you pick up off enemies, for instance, can also be done. You feed them into there, and from there you gain additional credits. And it's something that wasn't in the original, but it makes perfect sense for that to happen. One, Tri-Optimum is exactly the kind of corporation that would, you know, have a proprietary, you know, corp book for its employees to spend on their own stuff. And two, you're on a space station, so recycling materials is going to be very, very important. And it's very much like this clamp here. Just picking up all the kind of junk you have around here. Clamp, one is worth 1 credit for recycling. So once, I usually, like, you know, go through the level, find the recycling station, and then start, you know, scavenging all this junk that I happen to find was lying around. And it gives an extra... Ow! Ow, shit. What the heck? Okay, I think that's a live conduit there. Ow. Careful with that. Ooh. Oh, hey. Nice. Got a card. Perfect. What's this here? A hot plate. Okay. Oh, I don't have room for the hot plate? Oh, that's too bad. Let's move this up here. There we go. Picked up a hot plate. 2 credits. It's a hot plate. Not every item has this kind of... Oh, wait, this one does. The encyclopedia. This one's fun. Just gonna move that. There is an item I think you can pick up that increases your amount of space. There we go. Encyclopedia. This copy of the Encyclopedia Galactica is out of date and has already been supplanted by another tome that contains the sum total of human knowledge. Sadly, that book is not available on the station. Funny. Alright, so let's see. Let's avoid that, because I'm pretty sure that's what hurt me earlier. Alright, so we got an access card. This is basically what your main gameplay is going to be. Exploring, finding audio logs, trying to piece together what happened during those 6 months where you were in your healing coma, acquiring new cybernetic upgrades and such in order to make yourself stronger, more able to deal with the dangers of Citadel Station, acquiring new weapons, and acquiring new ammo for those weapons, because certain weapons deal better with certain enemies, like the gas grenades are great against organic enemies, EMPs for robots. Cyborgs are kind of half and half, as you can imagine, you know, for obvious reasons. Let's take a look at the map here. Alright, let's head north. Well, not north. Really, there's a great attention to detail, and there was some worry about this, aside from the fact that it's been delayed quite a few times, for, you know, as is often the case for the game industry. They had to do a complete rethink of their development, because they got a little bit into feature creep a bit, and, you know, started adding way more elements that weren't in the original game. And unfortunately, that sometimes happens, like when things get a bit too, you know, get too involved, when you get... Oh, shit. Oh. Fuck. Put us on high. Oh, shit. think I got them. Those used to be people, by the way. Yikes. These are for the shotgun. I haven't got that. Like, yeah, this is like an ammo dispensary, which implies that the security staff for Trioptimum actually... Ooh, hello. This opens up. Okay. Gun cabinet. I guess there's nothing in there right now. But yeah, the implication being that the security staff has to buy their own ammunition. I mean, that's just typical corporate. Alright, where was that door I just ran away from? Yeah, this one. Hello? Ooh, hello. Oh, okay, that's a sensor round radar unit. Okay, I already picked that one up. The sensor round is this baby right here. Module contains a radar scanner that is designed to detect objects in a radius around the user. So, turn that on. Now, obviously, each and every one of these babies uses power. And if you run out of power, not only can you no longer use those upgrades, you can no longer use your energy weapons. So, there is a balancing act. You're encouraged to, you know, think about what you're doing and analyze the situation depending on your needs. You want to use something with, you know, ammunition-based weapons. How much ammunition have you got? Does that mean you're going to have to spend time scrounging around, looking for new stuff, and you're looking for scrap to recycle? Bearing in mind, hello. Bearing in mind that enemies do respawn. They do eventually come back, sometimes crawling right out of the ground. Well, literally, the ground panels will lift up to release new enemies. Grab the ammo off of that. This guy's missing a head. So that is something to bear in mind.
Darcy's gone. They nearly got me. I went looking for him, but he knows. He knew better than to be here for any longer than an hour. One shot to the back of the head. It looks like he talked to Althea last, but when I tried contacting her, she didn't reply. I wish I was back home.
I will say, one thing is for sure, the audio logs, I think they put a lot more emotion into them than for this version than the original. The original one, they could feel a little bit flat. Except for SHODAN for herself, of course, Terry Brosius. And also, you can see that little dot in my mini-map, that's the sensor round actually pointing out this item I can pick up here, the extra electro beam there. Oop, let's see what we got here. Yeah, and of course beyond this there's also the cyberspace segments that you can find, which basically play like, if you ever played the game Descent and the games like that, you're flying around in this digital environment blasting at security programs and unlocking various things via, well, basically just blasting everything in sight. You come with various decoy programs and stuff like that. You're just, you know, getting your neuromancer on, basically. And it definitely is different from the main game and requires a totally different kind of, you know, sense of controls. I will say that that is probably the place that has been the best upgrade compared to the original, because while I found the original perfectly playable in that regard, the way that the environment was depicted, oh boy, that's gonna be nasty. Run. Thanks. The way that the environment was depicted there was often very transparent and translucent, which made it very hard to see where you were going, detect where you were going, really. Okay, don't know. Ow! Shit! Okay, you are getting an EMP grenade to the face. There we go. And he's down. I think he's down, right? Yeah, he's down. Never be too sure. Ooh, hello. Headshots. That's a great thing about cyborgs. They still have a brain in there. And? Oh, need room. Goodbye, hot plate. Well, first of all, vaporize this. Ooh, flechette rounds. That's for the shotgun. Perfect. Think I can pick it up now? No, it's 4x2. Even I kind of want to keep that hot plate. I don't know what. There we go. Only 3 rounds. Okay. How much can it hold? Magazine capacity 6. Alright. Yeah, so this Mark III assault rifle, it's a bit big to put in that recycling machine that I found earlier in the last level. But these things are worth some good salvage. So, you can also find ammunition off these guys. Turn on the light. That's right, head-mounted flashlight. Ooh, biological contamination. Oh. Okay, so that's shit over there. Let's get the hell out of here. Ugh. Yeah, let's see. Boom! Ow! Shit. Alright, you want to play hard? Let's play hard. There we go. Ah, see what I mean about respawning enemies? That's exactly what I mean. Alright, let's turn this off. It really drains energy. And as you can see, there's different versions of these, so you can actually upgrade them as you go on. You can also turn off your map if you want. It's all very tactile. It's something I really appreciate about this game. It really helps that sense of immersion in this environment. The recycling mechanics, it fits into the nature of living in a space station in the orbit of Saturn, far away from any kind of systems you can get to. And then not only that, but it also fits into the basic thematics of what Shodan's doing here. Shodan has no access to anything outside of Citadel Station. In fact, Shodan is Citadel Station, for lack of a better term. So what she's doing is just taking all the materials, human or otherwise, that are available on the station and using that as the basis for her various projects. The people being turned into mutants and cyborgs, the security bots and lab bots and workers, maintenance bots being turned against the human population. All this stuff, this is very much thematically appropriate for all of this stuff, and I really like that attention to detail. The way everything kind of like feels right, if that makes any sense. You can also take tech specs if you want. Really, this... Oh.
Althea, I figured out where the laser is pointed. Earth!
Mm-hmm.
If we can contain the energy from the laser somehow, maybe the X-22 from Gamma, would that get the shield generators to full power? What about the overrides? I have to map this out.
Yeah, well, incidentally, this audio log is basically your clue as to what to do to prevent that laser from firing at Earth. You have to bring up the shields before firing the laser manually so that it will self-destruct. If you fire the laser without bringing the shields up, you basically create a non-standard game over by, well, blowing up a major Earth city all by yourself, and Shodan actually thanking you for the help, which is kind of really funny. And it's one of those things there that really reflects the original ethos of this game, where it doesn't hold your hand in that regard. I'm not going to get like an objective marker or a clue that you need to do this. You basically have to remember that that is something that was mentioned, and that's pretty important. Even though it's just one more audio log among others, just like, you know, this one right here.
The results from our trials with the nanobots have been extremely encouraging. Their ability to weave just about anything into existence is remarkable.
Ow, 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 ow. Need to get some healing on. Put that on overcharge. I think I got it. Yeah, you cannot just stand around and gawking at the scenery. You have to be on your toes all the time because enemies keep coming. So you always... this is not a game... if you're the kind of person who likes to just, you know, kill off all the enemies and then just explore at your leisure, not have to worry about them, sorry, you're not going to have any luck in that regard because you cannot take your eyes off the ball at any point. Danger is around every corner. And if you're not paying attention, you're going to get shot in the ass just like I just did. And at that point, if you don't have your regen centers back online, taking off the cyborg conversion mode, you're screwed. Hope you enjoy becoming a Cortex Reaver. Oh boy, okay. Yeah. There we go. EMP. Let's see. Oh, that blew up really nice. Oh shit. Okay, so I guess that did kill it. Oh, crap, crap, crap. That was fast. Oop. Alright. We are reloaded. The mag pulse. I have no mag pulse. Shit. Actually, you know what? Let's equip the Magnum. Luckily, lean around corners. There we go. Magnum. There better not be some asshole ready to come out again. Ooh, hey. Okay, so I'm just going to place the mag pulse here with the shotgun. There. Oh, and power things back online. Now, let's see here. We've got a bunch of breakers. I have no idea what that did. Well, that's how it goes in Citadel Station these days. You basically just got to experiment and hope for the best. So, System Shock. This has been done by Nightdive Studios. I highly recommend picking this baby up. Whether it's on PC, console, wherever you get this thing. This is well worth playing. Honestly, there's been a slew of very good remakes. I don't know what it is. Maybe somebody put something in the water. But this is definitely not only a very faithful remake, but a very good one. Because you could easily just, you know, copied the original game and just, you know, have it just be ho-hum and not work properly. But not only does this game run really, really good on my computer here, I don't know, obviously it'll be different based on, you know, what kind of computer you guys have out there. But this thing I have had absolutely no problem at all. No bugs, no real things. There's been like some janky ragdolls here and there, but beyond that, nothing. Honestly, this is chef's kiss to the people who worked on this baby. Oh crap. Shit. Like, about the only negative I have with the game is that maybe the music's a little bit low in the mix. Like, you know, you can't really hear it all that much, especially compared to the original game, obviously. But beyond that, I have no real major negatives about this game. It's just fun as hell. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing more of, you know, what SHODAN can throw at me. Ooh, nice. Okay, yeah, that was a frag grenade. Good. Oh, hello. Head-mounted vision unit. Okay, I already have one of those. Oh, teleporter. Cool. What we got here? Teflon rounds. With a gun. Frag grenades. Yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, this game is... Ooh, another mod. Ooh, okay. Do I have... Okay, I'm gonna have to get some more credits, but... Additional cooling mod kit. Okay, that's gonna be handy. Yeah. Basically, go buy this game. Go play this game. Enjoy this game. Because I honestly want Nightdive to... If they ever do another... if I could recommend another game for them to do... Terra Nova Strike Force Centauri. If they're going to look at more Looking Glass Studios games to remake, that's one I would love to see get this treatment, because that game deserves more people playing it. Maybe without the FMVs, but, you know, we'll get to that without... I really should make a video about that game. Anyway. Go buy this game. Go play this game. I've been Zero Sum. And I will see you next time.